All right, and we are back with another third person here for the War of Rights. We're on Anderson's Counterattack, and we had a little over 300, I think, a moment ago. We also had a massive imbalance at the start of this. It was like 170 to 137, so it seems to be sorting itself out, and CSA is making its way up here. It has a bit of a trek. It looks like they might be moving a bit left here. This is also one of those where yeah, the Union has a red flag. I guess it happens more often than not. Hill's counterattack, I believe, is one of those other examples. But the point of contention, let's see how many Union we're going to try to go already. It's really hard unless enough of the Union pushes up to defend these woods. It's really hard to do this. So we have Polymath leading out here, and sometimes this forward defense catches the CSA off guard. Other times they might run around it and hear it. And so we got 3 companies squaring off against 1, and then it could be a 4th against 1. But if that can buy some time for the artillery, they might be able to get a gun and a caisson back there. It looks like they're going for 2 guns and a caisson. Far be it for me to tell them how to do their job. I would probably load the... Did they load any of those guns with canister before they move them? Because you could retire by fire if you had to. There are usually a couple of wipes. And if you got canister in them, you can always pull them and then run. These guys got to be this is not profitable at all. With friendly support, maybe, but I would focus on just getting these back. Right? Clear as many of those caissons out as you can. One, it gives the CSA less cover when they get up here. They'll still have the fixed ones, but it is what it is. I don't even know where this could go. Well, that's why we'll watch. You can just load these ones up with canister, point it at that opening or that opening, and fire it every once in a while, right, when there's a lull in the fighting. But it looks like the Union might get 2 guns, and could it be 2 caissons? I'm worried that being this spread out, they're not going to have enough manpower to actually move all of them back. This seems like it's going to more or less be stalemated. Might be some plink, but we now have both Union groups here. Oh, no. I lied. That was the end of one Union group, and now the other is possibly going to be swallowed up because they're going to have a 3v1 here. The other group was unable to get out and make it a 3v2. That's one Union flag down. And, well, I guess they've decided Artie has had enough cover, so, or enough time. The really rough thing about this, it's always true, but I think it feels particularly true in pubs, is you got to tell the guys, don't Rambo recover those flags. It's crawling with CSA, and you're just going to bleed tickets. Yeah, it's a map where you get a lot of recap, but it's still very rough. So part of the CSA that's looking to wrap rather than just go in and make it bloody. Try to watch this fight, I guess. There's very little left here. This is going to be a wipe as well. Now, so yeah, this is the 3rd or the 4th, I guess, Union infantry group. And this was the CSA group that probed the furthest. I always get nervous up here if I have to attack this far in the woods. This is almost as far away as you can get from CSA spawn. So you don't want to lose your flags up here for the same reason the Union didn't want to lose them down there. CSA is in a much stronger position if they do lose them because they have so many friendlies who are up nearby. And the Union looks content to just make a show of it, push them off, but their numbers, oh, they don't know about these guys that are here. These guys seem oblivious, so you got to kill. He's going for the flag. Those 2 guys just took out 2 dudes and skirmishing around a line. They're about to get the last flag down, and they decide, well, they think better of it for now. This guy's going to club it. He's probably going to lose. Doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing. All right. It's the woods, man. Things get crazy. But if the goal was to get Artie back, they got Artie back. Artie has a different problem, which is now a bunch of them are in skirmishing, and I don't think they know how much CSA is on their left. None of them are looking... Oh, okay, I lied. Paulie was looking left. He knows. So the Union was defeated in detail. I hope it wasn't to get the Artie back. I don't think it was. I just think it kind of happened that way. I don't know what plans there were. Are they all going to be back here? It might be. Alright, I see a flag up. That's right, that was the one that we saw just barely get away a moment ago. Is there anybody left in Union Artie? I had a feeling there might not be. Because that Artie needs infantry support when the CSA works their way up into the woods. And my guess would be a CSA cap, yeah. I mean, they've just killed the Union out of it for the most part, with notable exception. Well, now they're thinking that they don't have to. Is it too early to say that the Union can't win without cap recap? Technically, yeah. But it's already looking like one where the Union's going to have to turtle. They're kind of doing that already. I mean, without flag, I believe all three of those are those Union flags. They're going to have to turtle. They got to worry about guys who are spawning Artie. So, if you're... I mean, both sides here. All right, so... Sam Davis, not Sammy Davis. He's going to run in. Let's see how many he gets. He's going in with the club. He is a true man's man. It looked like when Lyferic shot him, the gun... it did. The gun left his hand and then reappeared in it. So... anyways... yeah, anyways, what I was saying is that if you know the Union has a big Artie, you can assume in pubs, and you get a situation like this, that the Union is going to respawn on that Artie a couple times. Think about this also in Cook's Countercharge. Just hit tab, right? Search for the Artie, see how many are there, and just leave a group to just kill them in skirmishing and out of line as soon as they spawn in. I'd advocate spawn camping because people got to be smart. You got to know when to pack it in. You can always come back to it later. But yeah, this is not a real contest over here. This is something that benefits the Union. They're kind of fronting a cool shootout because that's what you got to do without a flag, but it's also what you got to do when 3 of your friendly companies don't have a flag and a bunch of your guys are in Artie. Although you are no longer outnumbered, and we have representation from the devs this evening. I wonder who did that, because the CSA cannot get any Artie. Huh. Is there a conflict that we can watch over here? Otherwise, we got to go into the woods. We can go into the woods, but it's just hard to see anything. Alright, CSA's got to bite the bullet here. They don't have to. It's pubs, and it looks like a lot of Union are dying here. Alright. It's got to be Rambo's. CSA's just got these guys playing forward here. That looks like those are Artie dudes, and they're just going straight for the guns, and they're gonna get... If those guys were on their left alt keys, they would know that they have very easy pickings. I think the CSA times out. It's always further. They can always go further than I think, but it's around here. But they need to give up on the arty dream. It's not going to happen. And yeah, the Union just needs to turtle and force the CSA to give them their tickets back through cap recap, as Kai is correctly doing. He's got the turtle going. Polymath, no idea. And Nightbreeze, yeah, they're correctly turtling, and I think the only thing that's costing the Union right now maybe is Artie and Rambos, who just haven't given up the dream. But it's pop play. I don't think there are any thumbnails to be gotten in here. I think it's too dark. But I'll try. You see how high those shots are going. I mean, look at how high we are. And they were going to my left and right. Oh, that's why. I also need the camera in the back of my head mod. So they're aiming for these guys up here. Somebody dropped that guy. Is that already on cap? They've really got to stop, man. Like, they're just getting farmed. They're a dozen guys, maybe less, are ruining it for the entire team. Who's otherwise? What the Union's doing by turtling is exactly right. You can play the wide flanking. I wouldn't even bother with these hot engagements. At this point, you're too far behind in tickets to win as the Union. It's got to be cap recap. Yeah, that doesn't matter. It's either going to be cap recap, or you just play so cagey that the CSA runs out of time, but then they just cap early. So maybe the CSA wants to get off this map. I understand that, and maybe they're just waiting for the Union to go taking losses and then do a cap in a 6-minute respawn. But these guys... It's supposed to be a fun game. Yeah, I feel bad for the Union. The officers are doing the right thing. It's just the arty guys and probably other Rambos who are, with the positions they've taken, with that exception. Okay, that was not... This doesn't have to be done. I understand what you're trying to do. You're hoping that you can overrun the one group, then you have 4 flags to 3, and then you can start sweeping the position. But what you really need to do is get the CSA to cap first, and then do that. Because beating them here, they've put so many of your tickets away. You're just not going to be able to stand the whole battle without going last stand. Yeah, down over a morale stage now. It's all true. Yeah. Get your bayo on, sure. CSA's just absolutely cleaning up. Yeah, I mean, these infantry officers are exactly right. And I think they're still thinking about cap recap. But I guess the CSA is, or yeah, the CSA is correctly concluded. We already got these guys a quarter away through taking losses at 27 minutes. They're definitely going to go breaking before then, so. There's, I know the devs aren't going to add anything new because everybody and their brother comes up with, you know, you need to do this thing in this situation. But it's the same guys who seem to be spawning in and dying and camping them. Like, the team should be able to vote already offline or something like that if they're costing team. But really, the larger issue is why on Anderson's counter charge this map, why on Cook's counter charge is the already placed in a position where it's basically unusable, and Bates bad behavior from people who maybe don't intend to hurt the team, but they just really want to do arty. It's kind of like the tickets on Hatch's attack. You gotta wonder, why has this never been improved to make this a little more balanced and interesting? Like, just start with Union arty right here. Like, you could do it. And then see how this map plays. I think it'd be a lot more interesting. Personally, doing arty, I'd probably want to be like out here where infantry can't easily get to me. Sorry, that rock from a distance, the way it was rendering inward, looked almost like the campfire grounds logo. Halfway through taking losses, it's just... Oh! Is the CSA timing out here? And do they just not care? Do they just want to end this? And they'll get as many as they can get? Yeah, he was timing out, he was timing out. He timed out. But they had tickets to give, so I think that guy might... They timed out. Yeah. So again, up that many tickets, and if you have to play cap recap, you don't want to give the Union a lot of them back. I get it.
They're boys on a stone wall.
Who's Rambo's, though? Oh, yeah, your own. And, you know, it's like level 67, man. Unless they're Rambo hunting back here. Ah, yes. Farming the arty guys. It's the best part of war, right? Thing is, even if you make it all the way around here as the Union, the CSA can then cut off your retreat, and there's just way more of them. Your nearest help is not near. Right? It's back here. I would lie if I said I understood this. I don't.
I got you. I promise.
Sprint northeast, guys. Northeast. Back, stay with us. Make sure you're staying in formation. Good job, Warrior.
It's got to be the other Union group, and I guess they figure that the best. I had no idea the Union could make it. This is pretty far, and they're gonna probably try to farm some of the CSA guys who are spawning main for whatever reason. Yeah, this is not really where you expect to see the Union, right? Alright, well, we had the Union on a very dank flank. I don't know what to do with that. Here we have the Union actually doing something, so let's see how this goes. And that's the Union breaking, so at least it'll be over soon. Yeah. I mean, they're out in the open. Sometimes the CSA can take this. Look at that, the CSA is in spread formation and the Union isn't. Man, this is the inverse experience I have to pubs, because when I'm in pubs, I feel like I'm always staring at a spread Union line like this, and I'm like, ah. The worst way to play War of Rights. Heard it here first. Also, take a look around. Don't be kneeling. It's that screenshot actually may be the epitome of this match, so we'll go with that. And with that, I think that's gonna be all she wrote. That other Union group, it's over here. Doing, as far as I can tell, I think their goal was to stay alive, and they more or less did that. They're gonna run into trouble here. There's already trouble there. The Union have to come in. It probably could have ended even earlier if the Union or the CSA had just capped on taking losses, but it's good enough for the win.